All right, we are recording. So my name is Becky, for those of you who don't know me or who were invited by another coach on this team. And this call is going to last about an hour, maybe a little bit less. We're just going to go over kind of the foundational things about Beachbody coaching, a little bit about how Beachbody was formed and how coaching came to be. And then we did get a list of a few questions from people who are interested in joining the team that we're going to kind of go through and answer. We're just going to do a roundtable format. So once I get through the history with each topic that we go over, you'll get to hear from different perspectives from coaches who are in different points of their business on the team, because we think it's just really important that you can see that this looks different for everybody. People have different goals, different visions, and they work the business in different ways. So as a quick background, if you're not familiar with Beachbody, a lot of people are familiar with names like P90X, Insanity, Shaun T. These days, a lot of people have heard of 21 Day Fix. Those are all under the Beachbody umbrella. There are actually over 50 full programs, which break down into about 800 and growing different workouts that are all housed on a platform just like Netflix. A little bit in this call, I'll do a screen share so you can actually see that platform and see kind of how it works. But the Netflix of fitness is honestly the best way to describe it, and you'll see why when we get there. So Beachbody was actually founded in 1998, not as a network marketing company. There were no coaches, there was no direct sales aspect, no social media aspect because there was no social media, and it was just a home fitness company. So what happened was a lot of the executives, specifically the CEO, Carl Deichler, noticed that a lot of customers who were working through Tony Horton's P90X, which if you don't know, that's a really tough program. You're working out for 60 to 90 minutes a day, lots of equipment, really intense program. A lot of people were looking for extra support. So these message boards were formed and customers were just going back and forth, motivating each other, inspiring each other, answering questions. And that's kind of how coaching was formed. Carl wanted to reward his customers who were already working to help each other find success and get results and stick with their program. And so he created the network marketing aspect so that coaches, customers really, who are just people who hold other people accountable, could be compensated for that work. So that's really where it came from. The mission behind Beachbody is to help people live healthier, happier, more fulfilling lives. So we like to kind of explain it as we have the answer to your fitness goals in one hand and the answer to your financial goals in the other. So you can really kind of combine those things to either just focus on your own results on the customer side of things, or kind of have that ripple effect come into play and help other people do the same thing and make an income while making an impact. So brief overview of that. We're going to start kind of this roundtable thing. So just so you guys know, we have not prepped for this call. We didn't go over these things beforehand. I really want you to just hear from all of us about how we look at our business and run it as individuals. And then you'll see kind of the overlap because we are a team and we do have a common goal in mind. So that's going to be really important as well. But the first thing we're going to talk about is what we do, like what do coaches actually do on a day-to-day basis. Basically, like I said, we get our own results, we work on our own fitness, and we help other people do the same thing. That breaks down into what we call the 4 vital behaviors. So the first one is just being proof that the products work. In this company, if you're going to be a coach, it's really hard to sell a product or invite somebody to try a product that you know nothing about. So we work through these fitness programs. Like I said, there's over 800 workouts to choose from. You're definitely not going to get bored. You will find one that's for you. But essentially, you know, we're using these products. We're living a lifestyle of wellness, not perfection, but a healthy lifestyle. And we're showing people that it's possible, even when you're busy, even when you're traveling, even when you don't feel like it. Next, inviting. That's a huge aspect of this because nobody's going to know that they can work with you if you don't let them know. In my opinion, and you'll probably see some of these women roll their eyes because I say this so often, you're never inviting someone to just buy something right off the bat. You're inviting people to learn about what you're doing. So we invite people like we just did with you here. We are inviting you to learn about the coaching opportunity, or we're inviting you to learn about the fitness program that we're doing so you can decide if it's something you want to do too. I'm flying through these. Personal development is huge. It's something that I rolled my eyes at the first time my coach told me to do it. I said, I didn't need this. I don't need a self-help book. I'm fine. That's not what it's about. It's about continuously expanding your mindset, looking at things from different perspectives, and finding ways to just grow and learn continuously in your own life. And that applies to everything, not just your business. And then last is recognition. We like to shout people out and celebrate them for their success, whether that's a non-scale victory, whether it's a weight loss victory, whether it's success in their business, or if we just see someone who's freaking awesome on social media, letting them know that we think that. So Charlotte, do you want to kind of add on to that, or kind of share your opinion of what you thought when you were first told these 4 behaviors?
Yeah, sure. So I think I had kind of similar thoughts. Like, one, I am a teacher and I'm full-time and love my job. So at first I was concerned about like how I was going to fit in Beachbody around that. So that was kind of my number one thing, but you can do it in such a small amount of time, and it can be broken up into periods of time. So like you can do your inviting a little bit here and then do your inviting a little bit later again and do your workout another time. Like, it doesn't have to be this continuous block of time. So I was able to fit it in seamlessly into teaching, which has been amazing. I too thought that the personal development was just bogus and nothing that I needed in my life. But it's now one of my favorite things that I do every single morning. So I wake up, I do my personal development, I do my workout, and then I'm ready for my day. So those are kind of the two things that I was concerned about, but have totally been changed. And I now love personal development and do have time, which is cool.
I love that. Leah?
Yeah, so the first thing that came to my mind was that I have never enjoyed reading. Like, I was the kid that read the first chapter of the book in school, and then I'd be like, hey, Mom or Dad, what else happens? And I'm not a fan of it. I'm a pretty slow reader and just never found a book that I really enjoyed. But I have found this, like, new love for reading personal development books, like, crazy. I don't think I've ever read so many books in a year in my whole life. So I absolutely love it now. I think part of it was that I was in a pretty dark place, I would say, before I was a coach. So learning that there were books like these that I actually enjoyed reading and helped me grow mentally and in my business was just pretty awesome in general. But yeah, really, I'm pretty sure I had this exact thought when Becky reached out to me, and it was like, wait a second, I can work out from home, invite others to do this with me and help them, and I can build an income? Sounds too good to be true. But I'm here to tell you it's not. Well, it is really good, but it's not too good to be true. Yeah, and the recognition part is also really awesome because who doesn't like to be recognized for their wins?
Right?
So, yeah.
It's like every day someone complimenting you on something. Feels so good. Vanessa, any input on the vital behaviors?
Sorry, I flipped up and I couldn't find you. Yeah, so I really do like the recognition. It's really nice to be recognized by, my coach and just the ladies in the group. So with that, I've been really enjoying giving shout outs to the new challengers coming in. And I don't know, it's so nice just to, get complimented and giving other people compliments and just seeing other people grow. And it's just like a happy space. It's a very positive, good energy type of space. And I think, that is something you want to surround yourself with. I definitely start to notice more of negativity around, and I try to keep that away. But personal development wasn't something that I was reading a lot. And just ever since I have started, it's pretty amazing. I think reading even just a couple pages can get you out of a funk quickly. It's kind of crazy how that works, but a good couple pages, can change your mood. when I started, I didn't think I'd have time because I have a full-time job. I'm a mom, and I have a pretty busy life. So I didn't think it was going to be really possible, but it kind of gives structure to my life too, just to have like the layout of what we do and just fitting it into my day. So I've been able to schedule it in. I definitely do pockets of time. So it'll be like 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there. And then in the evening, I've arranged it so that I have like a good, like, anywhere between a half hour to an hour. Sometimes more, just because once I start getting into the work, I enjoy it. So it's not really like doing work. It's just like kind of hanging out with your friends and meeting people and encouraging people and getting compliments and just chatting it up. But yeah, I didn't think I'd have a whole lot of time, but I've definitely, it just has fallen into place, and it just kind of comes naturally now. And yeah, it definitely gives structure to my day. So I have, I don't know, I feel like I have more time for other things in some sort of weird way, but like everything is planned, and I wasn't really the planning type, but now I'm like, okay, we do this at this time and we do this at that time, and it seems to be a really good flow for me and for my family. So so far it's been going good.
Yeah, I like that too, because it's like when I first started coaching, I had 5 jobs, and none of them, I think I kept taking on more jobs because I was like looking for something or to feel some sort of way.
Mm-hmm.
And I've never actually felt the fulfillment that I feel from coaching. Even like when I was not doing it full time and was doing it for like 20-minute pockets or an hour a day, like that was the hour of the day that I got the most fulfillment from. So that was really cool. Anya, I don't know, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you guys. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Do you have anything that you want
to? Can you see me now?
Oh, perfect. Yes.
I had no idea that I didn't press that button. Sorry about that.
Oh, you're good. Do you have anything that you want to say about your own experience with the vital behaviors?
Yes, actually, when Vanessa got in touch with me through Instagram, I was already doing a lot of personal development and all the stuff. I was reading a lot of it. So I was motivated already. And then I guess what I love about this is just that I got new friends. Like I just didn't, I didn't have many friends. So now I feel like I get to know more people, and they all have the same thing in common, that I like. So I really, really like that. And personal development definitely has a lot to do with your self-image, like how you put yourself out there, the confidence that you have. So, but I was just like you guys, before I started reading any personal development, I was just like, what is that? Like, yeah, I had no idea that existed. And I actually really, really enjoy that, because I think that a lot of companies that most of us work for don't have that. They don't teach that. They just go by, other values that didn't resonate with me. So I really like this. I think that when Vanessa reached out to me, I was ready. I've been wanting to make a difference since I don't know when. And it was like, and I love working out. I was working out before that and stuff. So finally, when I said yes, I was like, this feels right. Like it definitely feels right. I love what I'm doing. I don't regret any minute that I put into this business.
I love that.
I just love, yeah, I wonder what my Facebook people think, because it's mostly family and stuff. I'm like, all of a sudden I just turned into this other person, and I was like, oh, this is really who I am.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I really like it. I try to tell, I think a lot of people don't understand or don't think that they're going to get what we say we have now, with this industry, because if you go to any other job, you don't find that. You just don't. Like, everybody's doing their own thing. Nobody cares about what you're doing. They just want to finish the day and leave. And I think I was the same like you at that point. I wanted to do something, and I was looking for things to do, but I wasn't really passionate about doing anything. And once I began to do this, like the more time that I put into it, I'm like, it pays off. You know, like even if it's a little bit time here and there, in the mornings, I wake up earlier now so I could put more time into it. It was so yeah, it's I love it. I really like every aspect of it.
I love that. I can like feel how excited you are when you talk about it. So great. But you brought up so many important things. Like one, the community aspect is for real.
That's what I was going to say too.
There are so many coaches who honestly aren't interested in building a business, and they join the community, one, because you get sweet discounts, and we'll get into that, but two, because the community is no joke. And there's so many people out there that don't even realize that they're kind of already coaching by sharing what they're learning because they're listening to podcasts or reading a personal growth book. They're working out and they're sharing their workout, and they're already the person that their friends and family go to when they need a healthy recipe. And it's like, you can do this on a larger scale and turn it into your career. And there's nothing wrong with that. Nobody hates on, nurses or doctors for getting paid. Like, it's okay to get paid for helping people. And doing it this way gives you a way larger reach, which is amazing. And then the other thing you said that I love is it's connected to community, but the idea of this is it's called Team Beachbody because you genuinely care about each other. A lot of people think that this is like an oversaturated market, and that's something I hear a lot, that they don't want to become a coach because they know so many coaches. But it's not competition between coaches, because the truth is you can get Beachbody products by Googling whatever Beachbody product that you want. You work with a specific coach because that coach relates to you on a certain level. So every coach brings something totally different. So it's not competitive. It really is a team. And our team is obsessed with each other. Like, calls will run longer than usual because we get caught up talking about things that have nothing to do with our business. And like, it really is a family. It's a team. And that's something that I don't think I think a lot of people think it's fluff. And it is not. Yeah. Cool. I think the best topic to go into next would be just talking about what a challenge group is. Because, you're working out, you're inviting people to work out with you or learn about the programs. But then honestly, the real work starts after somebody enrolls with you, whether they're a customer or a coach, because your job as a coach is not to sell a product, though sales is part of it, and we will talk about that. But your job is to help them get results. You don't need to be the expert. We're handed experts on a silver platter via Beachbody On Demand. These trainers have honestly decades of experience under their belts creating these programs. So you don't need to be the expert. You need to be the partner. You need to be the person that links arms and holds them accountable. And that's what a challenge group is. It's just a group. A lot of people do them on Facebook, but Beachbody actually created an app as well that's totally free that you can run the same challenge group on. And it's essentially just a private group community. You check in with each other, you motivate each other, you share ideas. It's really as simple as that. And Beachbody even gives you guides if you're not sure how to hold someone accountable. Beachbody hands you these guides as a coach to teach you how to do it and as templates to use. My first challenge group was in 2014 with the launch of the 21-Day Fix. I signed up with my coach. I was 45 pounds heavier at the time, and I had tried all the things. I tried the gym. I had tried working with a trainer, couldn't afford the trainer for more than like one session ever. I didn't know what to do at the gym. He's my husband now, but boyfriend at the time had created workouts for me that I still was uncomfortable doing at the gym because I was like, what do I look like? Am I doing this right? No one's here to help me. I went to studio classes. Like, I had tried all these things. And this challenge group, the program was amazing and it got me results, but the challenge group is what helped me stick to the program. And I'm still so close with so many of the women that I met in that group. I was in 2 of their weddings. I'm flying up to meet one of their babies in a few weeks. Like, it's like these people become your friends. Fitness is such a personal experience and a personal journey. And when you're going along that, with other people, you really do bond in a pretty specific way. Charlotte, do you want to add on to challenge groups or share your experience with challenge groups?
Yeah. So I found that challenge groups were really kind of like life-changing for me and really flicked that switch so that I stayed accountable. But it wasn't until I became a coach and started running my own challenge groups that like really that's where like the accountability like skyrocketed. So I run a group on Facebook and it's like a rolling thing. People get added, a new coach, a new customer get added in. It's like a daily motivation that I do or check-ins. Like I run challenges. Like my challenge right now is for everybody to try to add an extra 10-minute workout to their already what they're doing, whether it's a rest day, like do 10 minutes of abs, or if they're doing a workout, add something extra. So like we'll do little challenges in there. And it's really cool to watch other people start to motivate other people in the group too. And it just becomes like this really close-knit community that's like different than your coaching community too. So it's really cool to kind of get a little bit of kind of both of those worlds, which I love. But the challenge groups are really where it's at. That's where the results really come in.
That is like the meat and potatoes of your business.
Yeah.
I would say is a challenge group.
Yep.
Leah?
Yeah. So I was originally going to sign up just as a customer. And I think it was mainly because I had a personal trainer who, like Becky said, really expensive. So I saw her like 3 times a month and she helped me so much. But she would give me these workouts and I'd go home and I wouldn't do them. And then I'd go back to her in a couple days and I'd have my ass kicked. Sorry for the language. But it's because I wasn't being held accountable and staying consistent on my own time, because there was no one in my house being like, Leah, put down that chocolate, or Leah, work out kind of thing. And so
Becky do that for you now?
Yeah,
Tells
okay,
you to put down chocolate bars?
Chocolate on my hand.
well, I'll still have chocolate. But just like having your own like personal trainer kind of thing in Beachbody On Demand in your own home was just really nice for myself. And so I felt like I could really relate to other people who go to gyms and just they don't know what they're doing, and it's like you go there and you just don't push yourself as hard. So I really love also getting to like run the groups and run them with my new coaches and everything, and just really just hold people accountable. That's really what our job is, and it's pretty damn awesome.
It really is. Vanessa?
Yeah, so for me, getting to the gym, I tried it. It was tough. If you have kids, then you know getting out of the house quickly, like throwing on your gym clothes and grabbing your bag and going, it doesn't really happen that way. It usually, I don't think I've ever gotten out of the house before an hour. Like it's always, that's the time. It takes me no matter what. It's an hour to leave the house. So, right there, it's like, okay, you got to get Pablo ready, go to the gym, find parking in the city, go into the gym, then check him into childcare, pay for that because it's usually, I think it was like $10 to add him into the childcare, go work out, feel completely awkward, just because I never knew what to do either. I would Pinterest it, I would YouTube it, try to come up with a routine. It just, I don't know, it was just weird. It never worked for me. I tried one of the trainers there, but it just seemed, I don't know, it almost seemed like it was like they didn't want you to really progress or excel just because they want you to still be part of their membership. It was like kind of weird. I got like a weird vibe from it. So maybe that was just my own experience, but I don't know. It wasn't really for me. So then when I found Beachbody and the challenge groups, getting out of bed, just getting up a little bit earlier, and being able to just turn on the TV and do a workout and just start the day really works for my schedule. I started doing workouts first at night. I would come home, we would do our night routine, put Pablo to sleep, and then I would check in and do my workouts. So that worked for a while, and now I'm more of the get up early, do my morning routine, and do my workout then. And that works. So I love that. It definitely got real when I signed up my first challenger, and had a challenge group, and I was running the group. And it's just, again, a lot of fun. You have people that are checking into your check-in thread, and just seeing the people that are checking in and just getting so excited for them because they're seeing changes, or they tell you like, oh my God, that workout just killed me. And it's just like, I love that. I'm like, I'm laughing, but I know what you mean because it killed me today too. So again, the community, it's just fun to be doing it with other people, but being able to do it in the comfort of your space, your time, and your convenience.
I think that's huge too, because even I'm not a mom, so I can't even imagine with kids, but like even when I was going to the gym, and there's nothing wrong with gyms or trainers or studio classes, it was just not what worked for me. But like even getting to the gym, if I had a 40-minute workout scheduled, you still had to drive to the gym and then like put all your stuff away, do the workout, grab all your stuff, and drive home. And it does become a much longer kind of commitment versus, oh, I'm going to do, today my workout is 40 minutes, and that's literally all it takes. 40 minutes, and then I'm in the shower, I'm already home, which is cute.
Yeah.
Anya? Do you have anything to add, Anya, about challenge groups?
I agree. I mean, I was going to the gym just because my husband was is the teacher, of the classes, so he kept me motivated. But I came to a point where I felt, because his classes are in the evening, so it will be like coming off from work, coming home, change really quick, go to the gym, come back, make dinner, take care of the kids. It was a lot of stuff. I started feeling like very overwhelmed, and that changed my mood. That changed like so many different things in my life that at some point I was like, something's got to change. And so I took it upon myself to sign up on with Beachbody on demand. And I started with 80-day obsession. I had no challenge group from the beginning, and I did it twice, 2 rounds of 80-day obsession. And so that's when I said, I'm going to hold myself accountable by posting stuff on me on social media. And that's when I met Vanessa again. But when I started my first challenge group, it was awesome because I will have to go and check in, and I would see somebody else check in, and I'd be like, I haven't done anything yet. I need to go and work out. And then going back to the working out in the evening, then I started waking up earlier, doing my workouts. I was done with my workouts, and then in the evening I had all that free time. It didn't seem like much at first, but a whole hour of doing other stuff that I could have been doing was really the big change there. I felt better. I felt rested. I felt like I was paying attention to my kids more. And I have teenagers, so they don't need me, every single moment. But I felt like I wasn't, the mom guilt, like I'm not paying enough attention to my kids. I felt that. But when I started Beachbody on demand, it just definitely helped me to not have that. And now I can just choose if one day I want to go to the gym. If I don't go, that's totally fine because I know that I already got my workout done. And I tease my husband now because I'm like, I already worked out. You're barely going over there. And but I do have to agree. I never got a trainer. Well, my husband is a trainer, but from his experience, I knew that he would get discouraged from time to time because people wouldn't really do what he would tell them to do. They wouldn't hold themselves accountable. So then, like every week, they would have to restart what they were doing the last week, and he would get frustrated. He's like, I can't believe they're spending so much money, on me and still not do anything. And so I think that when you're in a challenge group and I think it just lights up a fire under you. Like when you see someone else saying, I already did my workout and you haven't, you're like, okay, how come that person who's so busy, did it already and I haven't done anything? So that was me. I was like, all right, I gotta post this. And every time I saw somebody posting early in the morning, I was like, okay, I gotta get this done. So I had it in my head all the time, and even if it was in the evening, I would still do it, and just pushing that button that said submit my workout. I was like, yes, like they know that I did it. So I always felt But I think it's a great thing. It's all about community and support.
And you brought up a couple more really awesome points that I want to touch on, which is one, just because you're a coach doesn't mean that you can only do Beachbody workouts. Like, I love that you said that sometimes you still want to go to the gym, and that's great. And I think that's a misconception a lot of people have too, is they think that they're like mutually exclusive buckets. And that's not the case at all. Like, I am obsessed with my Beachbody workouts. They're what got me my results and like helped me lose the weight. But I also like to run, and I also love to go to yoga studios, or when I'm in New York, I like to go to some of those like crazy fitness classes, even though one of those costs half what a year of Beachbody on Demand does. That's just New York, and I understand that. But it's so true. And then the other thing too is touching on things like your husband's a trainer. And a lot of people will say, oh, I can't be a Beachbody coach, or I don't want to be a Beachbody coach because I'm a personal trainer. And the answer is that you can do both. As a personal trainer, you're pretty limited to helping people who are local to you. Whereas as a coach, you can still be a trainer and even have that added as like extra kind of authority in the field. But we also can help people in different countries. We're in the UK, we're in Canada, we're in the US. So, and we're expanding every year. So it just kind of helps expand your reach and expand that ripple effect. There's no reason that you can't do both. And I think that that's something people maybe don't think about or don't think is possible. Going to take a quick pause because I think this is a good time to just show you Beachbody on Demand. Can you guys see the screen? The on demand screen?
Yes.
Okay. So this is logged in. I'm logged into my husband's account. This is why I say it's like Netflix of workouts. So one, think of each program as a show on Netflix. These are, actually, this is even more expanded. Let's go to just the workouts. There's a lot of resources on this platform, including message boards and blogs and recipes, cooking show, Beachbody in the news. You can access your coach through this platform. It's everything. But so each program is like a show. So these are all the shows. These are all the programs we have right now. We're releasing at least 2 more this year, and we're reshooting 2 other ones. So there's still 4 more programs that have yet to come out with Beachbody this year, and they're added into your library automatically. So these are all the different programs. And then say you pick one. I'm still showing you all the programs. So say you pick one. Right now this is what I'm doing, Transform 20, and then think of each workout as like an episode. So you've got some prep week workouts, how to modify. It teaches you how to take things down a notch if you need to. This one utilizes a step, so it teaches you how to make sure you're being safe with your step. This is information and things to try before you start the program so that you can see if it's something you'd enjoy. This kind of takes you behind the scenes so that you learn more about the trainer and the cast that's on screen doing this program. They each share their stories, which is actually more powerful than you might think. You really relate to people. And then these are all the different workouts. So this was the first 2 weeks. The second 2 weeks, these are all unique workouts. You never repeat any in this specific program. So there's 36 unique workouts. There are bonus workouts if you want to do like what Charlotte said and add some extra ab work or some shorter workouts if you're still feeling like you have it in you. Though I will say these programs are no joke. I went into this one specifically because it's only 20 minutes a day, thinking that I was going to need to add more workouts. Because like I've been working out for 5 years, like 20 minutes won't be enough. It's plenty, let me tell you. And then if you want to add weights, so this is just one program. You're seeing all of the different workouts that you get within one program. And then each one will also have this section, which is program materials. So you've got your getting started guide. Each one comes with a curated nutrition guide, the calendar and how to track your progress. And then you can also stream it in other languages. So pretty amazing platform as a whole. And like I said, you have access to, this is a separate app just for nutrition. We've got message boards in the community. There's a blog that has amazing meal prepping tips, grocery lists, recipes, wellness tips, mindful tips, amazing stuff. You can connect if you need to buy more products or supplements or anything like that, and then a help section. So pretty in-depth. platform. And that's why I say it's kind of like Netflix. But those are the programs that most of us are using when we run our challenge groups. So I thought that made the most sense. So next, I just want to talk, actually this is perfect because I can share the screen for this too, about the compensation plan. The easiest way to do that, can you guys see my screen now?
Yep.
Okay, it actually goes way more in depth than this. There are 10 different ways for a Beachbody coach to earn income, depending on where you are in your business. So if you're in this group already, this is our waiting room for the happy hour. This image is in here. If you're not, we can add you wherever you're watching this recording from, or we could just send you this graphic. But the easiest one is retail commission. We earn 25% commission from everything that we sell, whether it's workout programs, supplements, we sell workout gear. I think we have really cute workout clothes. And important thing to know is you're never going to hold an inventory. Everything is done online. So you're never purchasing like a bunch of stuff up front and then hoping that you can get rid of it. You're never doing any of that. It's all handled on the Beachbody side. Fast start bonuses. So we actually don't earn money off of our coaches. This is something that sets Beachbody apart in the network marketing world. We don't earn money off the people that we enroll. And that's so that people don't just enroll coaches and then leave them on their own. The idea is, like we said, to build a team. So we don't earn money on our coaches. But when we do enroll a new coach with Shakeology or a challenge pack, which is a bundle of products, corporate rewards us with a fast start bonus, depending on what that coach purchased. Team cycle bonus, once you start building a team. So we earn volume points for everything that we buy or sell as coaches. And then as your volume points add up, Beachbody kind of cashes them out and pays you a cash bonus for each time you cash out. We can get more into team cycle bonus when you decide to join. We actually have full trainings on it because it does get a little bit complex, but that's kind of the main point of it. It's a point system that is then cashed out to dollars. And then once you really start building your your rank, the star diamond bonuses are ranked. Oh my God, I cannot speak. The star diamond bonuses are based solely on rank. So when you reach certain ranks in the company, corporate pays you out bonuses that are based on their quarterly revenue. So depending on where you fall in the company, that bonus could be $800 a quarter to $40,000 a quarter, which is pretty staggering. And then there are some other kind of bonuses that are available to coaches as they continue to build their business. But these are the 4 main sources of income. And then I like this disclaimer at the bottom. Income is never taken from another coach to be given to you. Bonuses are awarded by corporate, which is why we have the volume point system. This is important to know because that's what a scheme is. When you take a piece of someone else's income, you can't do that. But this, Beachbody actually pays out more than 100%. So for example, say Charlotte earned a $200 team cycle bonus. Since I'm her upline coach, Charlotte would get to keep her $200, but I would get a 10% matching bonus. So I would get $20 as one example. So they're paying out 110%. You're never taking money from another coach. And then the other thing to know about compensation is that it goes much further than the actual dollars. We get lots of they call it swag, whatever you want to call it, gifts. Sometimes it's workout gear. Sometimes it's calls with personal growth authors or speakers. We can earn vacations. Last year we went to Mexico. This year we're going on a cruise. It's already been announced for next year. We're going to Punta Cana. These are all expense trips paid for 2 people. So you can bring a friend, you can bring your spouse, you can bring your significant other, whatever you want to do. You can earn these trips for 2 people every single year, which is pretty amazing. That's kind of the base of compensation. Let me stop this share. Does anyone want to add on to that or talk about anything that I kind of missed?
No, I guess the only other thing is that totally forgot what I was going to say.
Well, I think the other thing that's important too, and this was shared in the group as well, is that you don't have to have the same income goal as somebody else on your team. So Charlotte mentioned she's a teacher. She loves, sorry, I'm using you as an example a lot. It's okay. She loves teaching. She's never going to stop teaching. So her income goal is probably different than my income goal is and was, because I wanted to leave my corporate job. So it was really important to me that I got to the point where I could quit that job and no longer need that income. after now, like now that I've done that, I have way bigger income goals. I'd love for my husband to be able to leave his job if he wants to do that. And I've had friends who have done that, which is amazing. Other coaches want to be able to save some extra pocket money. You know, it's a lot to be said for earning an income that covers your gas in your car for the month. Just anything that you don't have to worry about anymore from this side gig that also comes with a built-in family and community is a pretty big deal, in my opinion. So you don't have to have the same goals or work this business in the same way or to the same extent as anybody else. It's yours, which I think is important.
Yeah, I was just going to say, like, what you put in is what you get out. So, like, in most cases, like, the more you put in, like, the more time, the more effort, the more genuine you are with your reach outs and all this stuff, like, that's where kind of that income, you start to see it to grow. Whereas, like, if you just sign up and think you're all of a sudden going to be making thousands of dollars, like, that's so far from the truth. Like, you have to put in the work too. That's what I was going to say.
And that's so true. And this isn't like there's no get rich quick or quick anything with this. The workout programs and supplements we offer are not like quick magical results. They include you sweating every day and putting in the work, eating a healthy, balanced diet, which the nutrition guides can help you with, but none of it is get rich, get thin, get anything quick. It's work. It's honest, hard work. And Beachbody doesn't guarantee any level of income. It's all based on your own diligence and skill, which actually brings me to the next thing, which is training, because you can feel very overwhelmed very easily entering into something like this, especially because Beachbody is such a well-known company. There are so many resources out there, which is good and bad, right? Like, it's good because you will never be short of training, I can promise you that, but can also be bad for a new coach who's not sure what they need to focus on first, and you almost become paralyzed with the options and you're not sure what to do. So in terms of training for our team anyway, we do a monthly group new coach call, which is actually this coming Saturday. So if you were looking to join the team, our new coach call is this Saturday, February 23rd, where we talk about the things you need to focus on first. In addition to that, Beachbody has a ton of trainings that they offer on the corporate side of things about understanding the products, understanding what we offer, understanding and having templates for running your own challenge group. They do a weekly call every Monday. That's always recorded. You never have to hop on anything live. They do a weekly call every Monday that's run by top coaches in the company to share best practices and what's working for them and how do they start new conversations and how are they connecting with people, how are they inviting, what do they do in their everything that you can imagine. Our team specifically has a team call every Tuesday evening where we kind of do a training based on the needs of the team. So it's a little bit more specific on questions that are coming in or on things that we're trying to do collectively as a team. Our upline organization, because if you join this team, you're actually joining a team of over 7,500 coaches. We have a very large organization. There are weekly calls run by my upline coach that are open to everybody. So you're literally getting trainings from people at all different levels of this business who run their businesses in very different ways, which is really cool, in my opinion. The events that Beachbody offers offer more training, live training. There's quarterly events, an annual event. Everything is designed to help you make the most of this business in whatever way that you want to. So that's pretty neat. That's a very general overview. Obviously, it gets more specific once you are enrolled as a coach. There's trainings from how to talk to people, how to use social media for business, to how to get the most from the programs that you're working with, things that you can do live and in person, on the phone, like I said, via social media. We all handle our business really differently. I'm going to use Vanessa as an example. Vanessa is really, really good at face-to-face and calls to talk about, I should X this window out, to talk about Beachbody, whereas I have built my business mostly on social media. There are so many different avenues that you can take, and there's trainings behind every single one of those avenues, so you can decide what you want to do, and you get to learn about how people do each thing, so you can say, well, that resonates with me, I don't like how she does that. You really get specific to you and to your goals. Charlotte, please add on or share anything about your training experience.
Yeah, I mean, I think that it can definitely feel overwhelming at times, both with like, what am I supposed to do? And then like, what am I supposed to watch in order to like, what trainings am I supposed to do? But I think once you realize that you don't need to master everything, like that's huge. So like, there's no need to be like the best person on Instagram to share to share your journey and doing it on Facebook and doing it on all these things. Like you kind of have to pick and choose what works for you. And once you narrow down what that looks like, then it's easier for you to like zoom in on trainings for that specific thing and not worry about trainings for something that doesn't really meet your style or doesn't resonate with you. And then that's helpful. Like that allows for less overwhelm when you don't feel like you need to learn everything. You just need to learn the things that actually impact you. So that was huge for me. Once I kind of realized that, you also find people that you really like to watch and to learn from. And like, that's another way to kind of zoom in on your trainings once you figure out who is a good fit for you in terms of like people that are really successful or even like authors, like those kinds of things. It doesn't matter what. And then the live events are amazing. They are like overwhelming in the sense that there's so much going on, but in such a positive way. It's really cool to connect with all of the people that you might have only met through social media. So like that community building component is separate, but the people they bring in to talk about the trainings are definitely some of my favorites that I've ever done.
And what's cool too is like because every coach will feel overwhelmed at some point, even like whether it's the beginning or 5 years in or whatever, there will always be points of overwhelm because there are so many ways to do this. And network marketing is exploding in all industries all over the world, which is a good thing. Like that's the direction business is going, but it can feel overwhelming. But when it comes down to it, those 4 vital behaviors that we went over are the same behaviors that a baby brand new coach should do to start their business. And it's the same things that 7-figure earners are doing every day. So when in doubt, check those 4 things off your daily list and you're moving your business forward. And that's really what it comes down to. Leah.
So I think what's super cool is that we all have like the same goal in mind, and that's to like help others, help ourselves kind of thing. But we're all going to use different methods to reach those goals. And it's like something that will work for me might not work for you kind of thing. But we have access to so many trainings that it's like, if you try to say, oh, I've tried everything, it's like, no, you haven't. Because like I think Becky said earlier, it's like none of us are in a scarcity mindset. We all know that there's so many people out there that we can help, that coaches from other teams will support you as well and provide trainings for you to learn from. So it's like there's really just no excuse to not find a method eventually that will work for you. And that might change over time and you'll have to keep watching different trainings, but our trainings come out of our yin yangs. So, or whatever the saying is. So it's like you're never going to run out of new ways to invite people and share the opportunity and just help other people.
Yeah, I totally agree. I don't think there's one bad training. I think every single training that I've listened to, I've been able to like pull something from it and see how it can work. I'm the type of parent person that will just get all the different parenting ways or coaching ways and then just see which ones work for me and follow that. I find that I listen to them when I'm driving to work or washing dishes. It's usually a time that I'm not really sitting down able to take notes. So I've noticed that now I'm like, oh God, I like that. So I try to write it down, but it's kind of hard when you're driving. But they're all really great trainings. There's so much information and it kind of can get overwhelming, but at the same time, just listening to it, you just get another idea and you're like, oh, I'm going to use that. And it's just a flow of ideas.
The whole thing too is like, the resources are always available. The important thing is, as a coach, is to be resourceful. So actually, Vanessa's the perfect example of someone who is super resourceful, where there have been a few times where we like had a call scheduled to go over some questions, and she'd be like, never mind, I figured it out. And like, that's being resourceful, and you have the support of the whole team to help you answer those questions. But it's also amazing because there's so many resources out there that you likely don't even need to ask, because you could type in something in Google or YouTube and get the answer. So there's no shortage of training out there, that's for sure. Anya?
Yeah, I have to say that I was a little bit overwhelmed when I like the first 2 weeks, but then I figured I like to be organized, so I was like, okay, so I need to have a day where I can watch the videos that I want to watch. So throughout the week, whatever videos that I saw that I really wanted to watch and that will help me out, I will save them. And like on Facebook, and Instagram, you can save your videos or whatever you want to watch. And then either Friday night or Saturday morning, whatever day that I had, I just watch all of those. And then that works for me, and that's actually so much better than just watching this one, because Vanessa would tag me, and she was like, I was like, oh my God, there's so many of them. But then I was like, okay, let me just save this one and this one if I didn't have time to watch it right there and then, and that's how I would catch up. So that's actually worked really well for me. And I know that not everybody has a full day, to watch videos. I am lucky that I can do that. But other than that, like Vanessa says, either while I'm cooking something, or the kids, I'm waiting for the kids or the husband or whoever, I get to watch a video. And it's like, and I love learning, so I just watch it, and I always have a notepad with me, because I know that I'm gonna get some notes. And I always think that the more knowledge we get, the better we can help other people. And you can always rewatch it. That's the thing. If you didn't understand one thing, then you rewatch it, and then, or you save that part, or you can do so many things now with digital media.
Awesome. Okay, so we did get a couple questions that we'll just kind of do a quick rapid fire roundtable for. So what is the biggest mistake that you see made by new coaches? I was excited to see this question because I've never gotten it before. The biggest mistake that I see most new coaches make, or people who want to coach make, is saying that they want to wait until they're in better shape to start coaching. And I get it. Like, I get where you're coming from, because the initial thought is, how can I be someone's fitness coach if I am not fit, whatever your definition of fit is. But like I said, we're not the trainers. We're not teaching them the workouts. We're doing the workouts with them. So the best thing you can do is invite someone to go along on the journey with you, to go along through the program with you, to be accountability partners. So obviously you can be a coach if you're already super fit. That's great, good for you. But just because maybe you're not, or you don't feel like you're in that place, doesn't mean that you're not a good coach. In fact, you are probably at an even bigger advantage, because people want to work together. They want to link arms with somebody. So that's the one thing I hear most people say, where I'm like, no, don't do that. Like, start now. You're like, it's the perfect time to start and invite people to go through things with you. That's probably the biggest mistake that I see.
All right, that's totally what I was gonna say. But I think that a close second is like people that don't just like dive in. Like, my suggestion is like, take that first 30 days, your first 30-day supply of Shakeology when you sign up with a challenge pack, and like go all in. You can pick a program that's 3 weeks long. There's now a couple of those, which I think is nice because there's more flexibility, and like get results right away, because then you feel more confident and like ready to share that journey. So even if you didn't start sharing it, like Becky was saying, from the get-go, once you have those results, it's like, then you feel like, okay, now I know this works. Like, I have proof myself that it works. Like, I've been drinking Shakeology for a month. I've been, doing the program for like 3 weeks to a month. And like, these are the results I've gotten. And I feel like that's huge. So I think that that's my biggest kind of thing that I've seen is people that are like, oh yeah, I'll coach, and then, you know, aren't consistent with the Shakeology, aren't consistent with the workouts, and then they don't really feel like they have much to say, but they're not being proof the product works because they're not doing what you're supposed to do. So that's kind of my thing. Go all in, at least for 30 days, give it a shot and see what happens.
Yeah, or you get your money back.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You either get results or you get your money back, and that's kind of the beauty of this. And also, to piggyback on that, before I hand it over to Vanessa, or to Leah, whatever one of you guys is meeting first, share every day what you're doing, because you will be amazed. There's a lot of people that won't say anything, but a lot of people who will watch, and I can't tell you how many messages I've gotten over the years from people that I never expected to hear from, or people that I don't even know, who've just been like, girl, I have seen you getting up and getting your workout in, and it inspired me to get up and get moving. And whether or not that person ever decides to work with you as their coach or with Beachbody, they told you that you inspired them to get up and get moving. You're making an impact right there, and that's what this is all about. So the customers will come, but like, that's huge.
Yeah, and if for some reason like you really don't feel like you can share it, at least document it for yourself so that like one day you can share that when you're ready.
Yes, I love that. Leah.
So what I wrote down was staying in your comfort zone. You don't grow from staying in your comfort zone. So like, get on Instagram stories and talk and share vulnerable stories. Obviously don't like air your dirty laundry and stuff, but like share and be vulnerable, because that's what people are going to relate to, and just like do the things that make you scared. And if that's inviting others, like do the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 send or whatever it is, but it's just like, just do it. It's like, it's almost like you're being selfish because you're uncomfortable, but you could change someone else's life if you just hit send. So just get out of your comfort zone, get out of your head, and just do it.
So true. We like assume we know what people are going to say before we give them the opportunity to say it. And that's so unfair. Think of how frustrated you would be if someone made all your decisions before giving you the chance to do that. And not to say people won't say no, because they will. They will. They will a lot. Yes. But what if you decide not to say something after you got a few no's, 5 no's, 10 no's, and that 11th person was the person who really needed to hear from you. So I love that. Vanessa?
I don't know if I have one to offer, but I definitely have done all of these things. So I'm proof that, making mistakes but growing from them happens, because I was that one that didn't want to share anything because I didn't have the transformation yet.
Mistakes, to be fair.
Yeah. And it's good to look back and see that. But like, you know, I didn't want to start because I didn't have anywhere. But starting and sharing online, oh my God, made me stay accountable, because it was just like, even though I didn't have that many following, it was like, oh my God, the whole world is watching me. I have to show up every day. So that actually really helped by posting it, because it just got me up every morning to go do it, because I knew I had to show up. Then what else? What did Charlotte say? I forget now. Committing. Actually, I was that person too, because I don't think I started until like maybe 2 or 3 months later, which I totally regret now, because I wish I had like reached out to a friend and just would have been like, hey, you want to do this with me? You know, that's something you could easily do in the beginning, just to start out with. Look for a family or a close friend, just see if they want to do it with you. But yeah, so that's all I got.
Yeah, notice how all the mistakes we're saying are the mistakes that we've made. So not to say that mistakes don't happen, they do, but like Vanessa said, you learn from them and you grow from them. And to piggyback on what Leah said too, share them. Like, people like when you're a real human, not a Beachbody robot. Like, share them. Okay, next question is, do I have to sell stuff? Yeah. There's so many coaches that I see sharing on their social media and on their sneak peeks saying, no, you don't have to sell stuff. And it's not a sales job, but yes, you do. There's a commission piece to this compensation plan. So sales is involved. But I think what they mean when they say that, or when you see other coaches say that, is that you don't have a garage full of stuff that you have to then sell. But you are selling fitness programs. You're selling nutrition every call. My dog's find a squeaky toy without fail.
Travis is very curious is what's going on.
There is a sales component. That being said, once you really get into your business and you're building a team, your commissions do become the smallest part of your income. So for example, at this point in my business, my commissions are the smallest piece of my income. I've been doing this 5 years. And the goal, if you want to, there's no quotas or anything like that, but there are incentive programs. Even the incentive program is, thank you, Matt got it, is 3 sales a month. That's like what Beachbody's incentive program is. That's what you get rewarded for. That's how you earn free trips, is 3 sales a month. So you're not looking at crazy high sales. That's not the main piece of this. But yeah, to answer your question, you do have to sell products, yes. Does anyone want to piggyback on that?
Just that yes, you have to sell, but that's only so that you can then coach. Like the selling part is so that you can do what we're really here for, which is like helping them stay accountable. And it's like, you coach with so many other things too. Like you bring in so much other information about nutrition and like workouts and like all these other things. But like, unless they're entering the Beachbody world of like using the products, like then you're not necessarily fully coaching them. So like it's just like the door to allow us to do our job.
And if you think about it, really any job is a sales job.
Yeah.
If you're a trainer, you're selling your own services. If you work in an office, you're selling whatever that office is selling just by being an employee there. So you do have a product to sell, but it is, I like actually how you worded that a lot. I'm going to steal that because it's accurate. The sale is just so that you can coach, because we aren't certified, right? We're not, there's certifications you can get, but when you sign up as a Beachbody coach, you're not certified as anything. So you really can't do what you do as a coach unless they buy this product from you, because we're given the resources to then coach them on that product. And the resources are created by the professionals, if that makes sense.
I think
you can also, sorry.
That's okay. You go ahead.
I was just going to say that I feel like you can also not think of it so much as selling, but like sharing.
Yeah.
Because I just share in my groups what I'm doing, the shakes I'm making, how it makes me feel. And then that's when people are like, oh, what is that? And they're curious as to what it is. So it's selling, but sharing.
And it is, like you said, like you're never pushing a product either. You're sharing, and then you're inviting people to learn about it. That's something that I really like to make that distinction. You're never going to be like knocking on someone's door and say, hey, buy this shake from me. You're sharing what Shakeology does for you, what the workouts are doing for you, and then you're asking people if they want to learn more about it. They decide, obviously, if they want to buy it. And if they don't, they don't. It's not the end of the world.
I was just going to add that it's a risk-free opportunity because, again, you can do a 3-week program. You can drink a whole bag of shakes. And if it really, really doesn't work for you, you're going to get all of your money back. We will help you do that because we don't want anyone to feel stuck in here. Like, we want what works best for you. So, like, we're never going to be like, oh, no, like, you're stuck in this for life. Like, have fun.
Yeah, sorry.
No. We want you to have fun and to see results and everything, but it's still nice knowing that if it didn't work out, you get all your money back.
Yeah, and that's unique too, because like if you recommended a restaurant to a friend and they went and they had terrible service and they didn't like the food, they still have to pay for that meal. They don't get that money back. Here, you're like, hey, let's work out for 30 days, and if you don't get results,
and you can drink all of the shakes.
Yeah, send an empty bag back. Like, that is confidence. And belief, and it's there for a reason. So that's so true. We kind of touched.
Guys, I gotta step out. I'm so sorry. My phone's gonna die, and I have to get going.
No,
I'm glad I made it.
Thank you, Vanessa.
All right. Good night.
We are on the last question, and we kind of touched on it, but it's time commitment. So, what's the time commitment? Was the question, and the answer is whatever you want. My recommendation for somebody who is serious about the business and wants to build an income, would be to dedicate a minimum of an hour a day to your business. If you can do more some days, awesome. If you have to do less some days, obviously life happens. But if you can dedicate an hour a day, even if that's in 15 or 20-minute chunks, you can build this business into something substantial. We have full trainings on exactly how to do that too. That being said, for me, as I started to eliminate other jobs and become more full-time with coaching, and now that I do this full-time, I put in way more time. But it's not out of necessity. It's out of, honestly, obsession. Like I said, the team is obsessed with each other. The women that I work with as customers are also, they're part of this team too. They're my family. I love this job. So I spend significantly more time on it now, but when I started, I barely even had an hour a day. So if you can find an hour a day, even if it's in chunks, you can make this work.
Yeah, I'll add on to that. Like, I think that you want to be able to try to work that. If you're trying to build the business, then you want to try to do an hour a day, like Becky was saying, in addition to like your workouts and like your personal development and all those things. So like for me, as a teacher, like I don't touch my phone or anything related to Beachbody from like 7:30 to like 3:30 or 4. So for me, like those times are just off limits, but like that's okay. I wake up at 5, I get my workout in, I read my personal development every day, I check in with my challenge group. All of that happens before I go to school. I then go to school, don't do anything related to Beachbody. I generally come home and do my lesson plans and all that stuff first. Sometimes like I'll flip it so that I know that I'll definitely get in like what am I teaching tomorrow. So like I'll do Beachbody stuff first. But like I then try to dedicate time to reaching out and like checking in with people and all that kind of stuff, because it just works, like it fits. But like if I can miss that entire chunk of the day and still make it work, like anybody can do it.
Yeah, it's so true. And I like that you said that, because I'm an hour of business building, income producing activities. So not including your workout and your personal development is true. Yeah. Russ, come on, man. Leah.
Hey, I wish I had that issue. So for myself, so before Beachbody, I was working front desk at a hotel. And unless you're at like the top of the food chain, you're getting like 3 to 11s and you're getting called in on the days that you're off and you're just being worked like crazy. And so because of my health, I couldn't stay in hotels. And so I went full time into coaching. But now I'm planning a wedding. I'm trying to go to doctor's appointments and take care of my health. And so it's like, it's nice having a lot of time for Beachbody and coaching. But like another big thing from like, just like the time commitment, I don't have to book off holidays anymore. And it's like, for me, that is such a huge thing, because being at the bottom of the food chain in hotels, I worked Christmas parties, I worked on birthdays, and it's like you were fighting for vacation time and everything. And it's just like, you get to earn time freedom and everything by being a coach. And it's just so cool and so thankful.
It really is. It's amazing. And the other thing too is like you don't have a boss. So you sign up as a coach, you don't have to say like, these are my working hours today, or you know what, something came up and I can't do this today. You just do what you want to do. And that has been the most recent kind of realization for me. Even though it seems silly to have just realized it now, but like yesterday, for example, I was, for whatever reason, just exhausted. I had like very little energy. I just was not in a good mood. And I'm like sitting down at my computer, like just not into it at all. And I was like, why am I doing this? Like I literally work really, really hard so that on days like today, I can take a nap at 2 p.m. for a couple of hours and then get back to it later. Like you create your schedule, and I'm telling you, if you can find an hour each day, you can turn this into whatever it is that you want. Okay. Last thing is just how to get started. If this is something that you're interested in doing, there's 2 main opportunities to get set up as a coach. the first and most common way is to purchase a challenge pack, which we kind of touched on, but it bundles Beachbody On Demand and your choice of consumables. So they range, and it'll differ in Canada and UK in terms of pricing, just with currency, but it ranges from like $140 to $400 and something dollars, depending on how much stuff you want. But Leah actually said this first, and I love it, and she's right. Whatever bundle you get, wellness kit that you get, is a direct investment into your own health. So you're not buying an inventory. If you get that huge package, you're getting products for yourself. If you don't want all of those products, don't get them. Get a cheaper package, get the products that you're going to use, and it's a direct investment into your health, and that money back guarantee goes for coaches as well. That we recommend that because it's going to be really hard to build a genuine, authentic business if you're not using any of our products. So we recommend getting set up with Beachbody On Demand, and we recommend my personal recommendation is Shakeology. If you can't have Shakeology, if you have any allergies to ingredients, and you can check out a nutritional label, I recommend the Performance line. You definitely want to try some of the consumables for sure. The second way to get signed up is mostly for people who are already customers, but you can just pay a $39.95 enrollment fee, and that will actually get reimbursed back to you if you've purchased a challenge pack ever in your life. So it doesn't have to be a challenge pack in the last month, 6 months, a year. If you have ever purchased a wellness bundle from Beachbody On Demand, you get that refunded. After that, it's $15.95 a month, kind of like a customer loyalty program. So it's kind of easy to compare to something like Amazon Prime, where you pay this fee and then you get the benefits. So the benefits are 25% discount. Your websites are completely built and run for you, which thank God. I freaking hate technology. I could never do that. Beachbody handles all customer service, returns, shipping, inventory. They track your compensation. They track your customer orders. They give you all the tracking information for your orders. You don't have to worry about any of that for $15.95 a month, which is pretty wild. Yeah. There are no contracts, nothing. You can quit if it's not for you. No harm done. Your account remains active as long as you pay your $15.95 a month.
And you can like bounce. I mean, I don't know if you'd want to, but you can bounce back and forth between a customer and a coach too. So like if for some reason like you were a customer and you want to try coaching and you didn't like it, but you still want to be a customer, you can just switch back. Like that's not a big deal.
There's no consequences, and no contracts, no quotas, no nothing. So it really is, in terms of starting a business, the most affordable and risk-free business out there. I mean, I was reading an article the other day. The average cost in America to start your own business is like $40,000. It's crazy. So $160, where I'm actually getting something for myself, totally.
That's a huge thing too.
Yeah. So that's it. We did run a little bit over an hour, but I appreciate you guys kind of doing this roundtable with me and hanging out, and we appreciate you guys watching the recording. If you have any questions about anything that we talked about, or if we didn't cover something that you're interested in, just reach out to whoever invited you, and they will be sure to get that answered. But other than that, I really hope to see you on our team.